asked the other day, these losses kind of come here at a weird time where you guys are in between games a lot. I mean, I guess what's been kind of the message, the conversation here throughout this week where it's been a lot more practice time than what you've been used to?
Yeah, well, you take the practice when you can get it, Unfortunately, we've been a little shorthanded too, so we can't do too much of the things that I think I would like to do on some of these days. Um, but our team has showed that they can respond to coaching on video and like dialing in on the details of our game. They've done that all year, can focus and prepared to play. No question, in the last couple of games, we haven't done that for a full 60 the way we'd like to. But we've talked about a handful of things that we want to improve on that help us play to our identity. And yeah, we expect it to be implemented tomorrow.
A lot of times when teams have a game like that where you seem like you hate everything.
Yeah.
It's we'll throw it out, but you guys haven't had a game like that, so is it kind of the opposite where you dissect it a little bit more?
Yeah. For on this instance, because there's games where you play over the course of an 82 game season where you're looking at it going, this is going to be a tough one. Schedule loss, like tired, too busy, injured, whatever it is. And you're going to play with as much detail and as energy as you can muster, and you don't win. And sometimes it's really bad, and you can throw it out. But this one, like we were slipping away from a couple things that make us successful. So we want to make sure we're pointing it out to get everyone back on the same page and dialed into some of the detail of our game and the competitiveness of our game that it's required in order to win. And it's even more important now when you're missing a handful of guys, right? So we need to change our fortune tomorrow, and there's some things that we can do tactically, and there'll be some things we can do that just fit the structure and identity of our team and get back to those things that help us. And that's the message this morning.
When we were in Tampa, I had asked John Cooper about his team that won, or was 62 games, and he said just from that experience, he thought you guys could probably use a little bit of adversity. Does this last couple of weeks, does this count? Like, is this something that you can use to
for
sort of
sure.
bank for the playoffs?
Yeah, because it's. I mean, I understand where he's coming from. I'm sure the teams that, like, if it's too easy and you forget what adversity looks like, you can get off the things that make you successful, right? And we've done that recently, and so now we have to dig in and fight for it and get it back. It's mimicking what you're going to see in the playoffs. You could win one game really well, then make some adjustments, maybe not, maybe they just play harder. Guys don't have as good a night, they win, and you have to be able to respond and bounce back to get back to the things that make you successful. And so it's no different now, and then just on a bigger window of time. So there's no need to panic, but we do have to start playing the right way for longer stretches during a hockey game in order to win.
Devon and Gibby were out there today.
Yeah, skated again today. So it's 2 days they've skated now. They're obviously making progress, but no specific timeline yet.
Talking to Kale the other day with Landeskog and Tays out, he kind of referred to the team being out of balance.
Yeah.
How do you, with those guys out, try and kind of rebalance the team? You can't.
Because there's no such thing really, except for, I mentioned it the other night. You have key players out of the lineup. You're going to need really good games from a lot of guys, right? Because everyone has to pick up the slack. Since they've gone out, I think we have a handful of guys that are struggling a little bit, and maybe some of it started before that, but it wasn't as important as it is now. It's just get everyone refocused on the same page, and then we're going to need guys to play well, and we're lacking a little bit of that right now. You will get through games where you have one or two guys that don't play well, and other guys have big nights, and that's how we won in the first half. But if you have 4 or 5 guys that are struggling a little bit, and everyone else is average or just above, you're not going to get the job done. So I think everyone has to focus on their individual game, and then our team game and the structured detail that we want to play with, and then you got to add the competitive fire that's required in order to win the hockey game. Like this team that we're playing tomorrow, is struggling a little bit. So both teams should be coming out really hungry. I'm guessing.
You've said in the past your wish list would be kind of that third line center, and you've got Bardakov playing on the wing now. Like, is that a case of like, let's see if this guy can be one of our winger options deeper into the season, into the playoffs? Like, what's kind of the
Yeah, I mean, I just think he's playing better on the wing, so I'd like to leave him there. He's a young kid. He's coming over here for the first time, so I'm trying to put players into position where they're successful, right? If he's been more successful on the wing than at center, and it's less thinking for him, and he can play a little bit more to his identity because he's such a big, strong guy that works hard, then that's where I want to play him. You know, you can never have enough depth at center. You know, it gives the options. Like we have Parker Kelly, who we could use there. And may use there if we get Kivy and OC back, you know, that kind of thing. So we haven't seen our full team yet because it seems like OC's out and it's a big piece. But we're short on some wingers right now, so this is how we're deploying.
Speaking of Parker Kelly, he wasn't out today.
Yeah, he's maintenance day. Yeah, he's dealing with a little something too.
Ross hasn't scored in a while. And he went through kind of an extended slump last year too. Like,
Yeah.
are there similarities that you're seeing to what he went through last year? Or does this year feel different, I guess, in any way?
I'd have to look back at his games last year. You kind of do what you can in the moment to help a player out of it. I think Ross is working hard. He's been productive here recently. He's back up on the second line. They're finding ways to score goals, so he's certainly a part of that, even though he's not putting it in the net right now. Like he had 5 assists in 2 games, I think, last week. But yeah, like I think just like anything, you have to go back to basics. So detail of his game and, you know, checking the puck back quickly and making sure that he's using like his tools that make him such a strong player, like forechecking tendencies and physicality and getting to the net front. I just think you do it enough, you'll break out of it. You know, like it's not like I'm disappointed in his game. I just think that he's got another level that he can get to, and confidence is a big thing, right? He's starting to get some production. Hopefully that leads to a goal or two, and then I think he can take off again. He's kind of a streaky guy that way.
I think back to, I think it was 2020 in the bubble when you guys lost a ton of key players during, you know, on that run to injury. You see what happened to the Broncos and Bo Nix last time. I'm sure you just have a level of appreciation for what they're going through.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking because they've been such a good team all year and just doing whatever they needed to do to win. And then they get, you know, last year it was playoffs, and this year it's first home playoff game in a long time. And then they get a big win against a really good team. And then you get like an injury to a guy you can't afford to lose, right? It's going to make it that much more difficult, you know. They'll adjust, get the best game they can together, and it's sports. You know, you can't predict everything, and sometimes you go through tough times. But hopefully, they can find a way to still pull out another game or two and keep going here.